Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. My snake knife, yes, another one of those videos. Well, the snake knife idea, let me say this again so that you remember. The idea is that the handle is actually not a handle. It actually is like a snake that winds around your fingers and can't fall off because it's held back by your knuckles here. So it doesn't really have a regular handle, but if you close your fist, it just sits in there really, really hard. And you can't lose it. You can't really drop it, and you can still use your hand for holding on to things, for, you know, clapping your hand, everything. And I've made several iterations of these. And by the way, it's very easy to take it off just like so. So there's no danger that it sticks to you like glue. So I made this version, which is really like a little cutter knife. So it's also possible to retract the blade just with your thumb. It's also really handy. And I even made a folding one, even though that is probably nonsense, since the blade is shaped so oddly. I mean, it's kind of dangerous here, but I don't think that this is something that you will ever want to give in production. But my, like hooked version that looks a little bit like a karambit, only with a different handle, that one I gave to Midgard Messer, and they made a prototype out of it. And here it is, the first real snake knife with a hardened blade. Let me show you its features. So Dirk from Midgard Messer actually made this prototype, and it originally was really, really sleek and beautiful, and I kind of uglified it just because he made a few things different to my original wooden prototype. Some things that I really like here the handle, and also, you know, this kind of serration here. But he also opened up this thing here because he thought it looks more pleasing, but that is really bad because then the knuckle thing didn't work. Also, he rounded it more than I did my wooden types, and it's like with a ring. The more round it is, the smaller it has to be. And so this was able to slip over my knuckles, which the snake knife shouldn't do. So what I simply did is I simply wrapped a little bit of rope around it, and now it's just a perfect fit. And here I simply glued a piece of aluminum in here to make it, you know, looking the same and functioning the same way as my original design. And now it is here, the unlosable knife. And we will do some stress tests that we couldn't do with the knife before that. So first of all, everything still works. I can clap my hands, I can hold on to things, I can actually even type on a computer, no problem. And I can also very easily take it off just by twisting it like so. Very, very simple. Also, I can still use the knife as normal because I can still hold it just like a regular knife. There's actually, the shape makes it possible that it just feels like a normal knife in your hand. And you can also still grab onto it just like a kunai, you know, so you can either go this way or you can just go this way, just normal. So it's still a functional knife with a handle, but it has the advantage that you can hold it snake-like. Okay, first test, we're just gonna attack this piece of wood here. So let's start. First, like, just carving with it, which is really not a problem. Well, that's hard wood here. But you see, I can really do this and not really jam my hand. I can also hack at this and scratch it like so, with a lot of power, and it doesn't break my fingers, not at all. So this really works. Okay, carving, yeah, I can carve just like normal, and I can also hold on to the knife, just like so, and then I can carve. But I can also, what I can do is, I can twist it a little bit and put my thumb on these serrations here, and this gives me a lot of fine control about the blade. So, no problem at all. Now, is this also a knuckle duster? Well, not in the legal definition of the German law, because then it would be automatically illegal and a banned object in Germany. But the German law says that a knuckle duster needs to have something that presses against the inner part of your hand, like against the palm, which this one doesn't have. So just 4 rings, even if it would be 4 complete rings, it would not be illegal in Germany because it lacks that thing here. But is it usable as a knuckle duster? It is. So I can use it and really box this board hard and not hurt my knuckle. So, because as you heard, it hits it with the steel and not with the flesh and my bones. So So is it a finger breaker when we are trying to pull it out of a piece of wood that it's jammed into? Well, let's beton this in place here. Okay. Nice and firm. Okay, let me now try to put my finger in. It's not so easy with the wood in place here. Okay, I now got my hand in place. And now, even if I try to really turn this, it doesn't break my finger. So, and I can of course pull it out and put it in again and pry with it just like normal. So it is not a finger breaker, not at all. So for attack mode, I'm using this old ballistic dummy that has suffered a lot, but I think for knife attacks it's still good, don't you think? Okay, let's first attack it like so. Absolutely not a problem. Okay, let's try karambit style. Let's try cutthroat. I have to crouch down a little bit for this. Yeah, I cut the throat. And of course I can also use it just the same, like normal, and attack this here. So what is the next step? The next step is that Dirk is going to make another prototype for me. I told him to just shrink it down about by 10% so that I don't need the wrapping. And of course also he needs to change this back to the original so that I don't have to glue in this part here. So he would change the shape into my original design. And I think he really thought he would improve it, but that wasn't an improvement. They actually ruined the concept. I worked so hard on this shape here that it's just perfect, that it's got to be made that way. Anyway, that was progress, don't you think? So I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye-bye.